film starts with Michael. He and his dad are both morticians who wash the bodies of dead people. At the start of the film, they were preparing a woman's body for the funeral who had died. Michael asks his dad how she died, so his dad explains to him, "Look, son, our job is to prepare people's bodies for the funeral. It's not good for us to know about their death. There was a bracelet on that woman's body while she was dying, and a strange, sad devil tattoo was also made." Anyway, tonight Michael meets his friend and tells him that he has decided to join a seminary college. Seminary college is actually a Christian college where priests are taught. His friend asked him, "Why do you want to be a priest? Your grades are so good." So he said, "There can only be two things in our family. Either I can become a mortician or a priest. I don't want to be a mortician, so I'm going to study priest. After 4 years, I will not make any excuses to become a priest, and at least my life will be saved from this mortician job." Then 4 years pass in the film, and it is shown that everyone had completed their course today. Everyone is given their degree, and as soon as night falls, Michael gives his father a resignation that he can no longer fulfill his responsibilities as a priest. As soon as he emailed, Michael packed his bag and left from here. But in an attempt to stop him, he ran on the cycle and collided with a lady. The girl fell from a distance and a van ran over her. The girl was badly injured. Seeing this accident, Michael also came back to him. Michael saw that the girl was in a very bad condition. At this time, Michael's appearance was exactly like a priest. So the girl saw Michael and said, "Please give me a blessing that my death comes easily." Although Michael did not want to do all this, but he did not want to refuse a dying girl. That's why he blessed her as a priest. Anyway, the next day he meets Michael again and tells him that "I did not send you that letter. I think you can become a very good priest and an exorcist. The post of an exorcist is also very good. And anyway, demonic activities are increasing in this world every year. Becoming an exorcist can also be beneficial for this world." But Michael said, "Father, I have no interest in becoming a priest." So the father said that if you do not become a priest, the church will transfer all your scholarship to your loan, and then you will have to pay it. What did Michael say? Now he had to listen to his father, and he was ready to become an exorcist. Although he did not believe in exorcism and demonic activities at all, but because he was getting money for this trip, he decided to pass his time. The first class begins. The father tells all the children that before doing exorcism, we have to look at the mental and physical health of the person. The signs of mental illness and demonic syndrome seem to be the same, but in demonic syndrome, a person is cut off from people, constantly in pain, and does not like to talk to anyone. In this class, Michael meets a journalist who is doing this course to write his journal. During this class, the father noticed that Michael did not believe in exorcism. That's why he asked Michael to meet Father Lotus, who was an expert in exorcism. Listening to him, Michael goes to his house, which was like a ruin. The father takes him inside the house, where a client of his had come. Seeing this girl, Michael did not think that she would be possessed. She seemed completely normal. So he asked the father, "How do you know that this girl is possessed?" The father told him to put something in his bag. Michael did not understand what he was saying, but he put an American dollar in his bag. After that, they went in front of the girl. The father asked the girl, "Tell me what is in Michael's bag." The girl said, "How can I know?" The father asked her to guess. The girl refused to guess. The father started putting pressure on her. The demon inside her woke up. Finally, the girl told him that there was an American dollar in Michael's bag. Michael took it out and showed it to her. The father told her that possessed people also have knowledge of hidden things due to demonic powers. This is the biggest sign of possession. Now the father starts his exorcism. While keeping his hand on his head, he recites a lot of mantras in Latin, because of which the demon was in a lot of pain. And he was also cursing the father. But the father continued his work, and finally the demon came into control. They both left from here. And then Michael asked the father, "Has the demon left?" The father said no. Now he has come into control. It takes a lot of time to drive away the demon in spiritualism, and this is a lot of patience. Anyway, Michael goes back to his hostel, and as soon as he puts his hand in his pocket, a bracelet comes out of his pocket. This was of that lady whom he had prepared for the funeral at the start of the movie. How did this come in his pocket? To know this, he goes to Father Lucas again the next day and tells him to call that girl again and ask her if she had put this bracelet in my pocket. This girl is called and asked about this bracelet. The girl says that this bracelet was put by the demon. Now the father starts provoking the demon inside her, and Michael ties this bracelet back on that girl's hand. As soon as the demon rises, that girl goes crazy and says to Michael, "Do you remember that woman whom you shook that day? That girl is saying hello to you." Seeing her condition, the father starts controlling her, while the demon attacks that girl and starts strangling Michael too. Then the father grabs the girl's ear and starts reading something again, which causes a lot of pain to the demon. And that girl also starts vomiting. In her vomit, some pieces of wood and blood were coming out, and finally she relaxed too. Here for a moment, we thought that the demon inside her has come out, but it was not like that. He had not yet come to his senses. After today's accident, Michael started believing in exorcism. The next day, Father Lucas calls him to his house again, because he had to go to someone's house for another exorcism. Today the weather was fine, but still the father gave him an umbrella and said that it will rain on the way. Michael found his words strange, but they left, and it really rained on the way. They now went to the girl's house, who said that a demonic horse is bothering her. There were also signs of a horse hitting her on her back, and he was very stressed about these things. Anyway, the father starts his exorcism, and after his exorcism, the child sees Michael and says something strange in his mother's ear, because of which his mother beats him and tells him not to say anything like that. After his exorcism, the father and Michael both come to their house, where the father gets a call and finds out that his first patient, whose name was Rosaria, he has tried to die, and he is called to a foreign hospital. At this time, Rosaria's condition was very bad. No one was able to handle her. Her voice had also become demonic. When the father performs exorcism on her, she pushes the father away and tells everyone that you are all afraid of me. So Michael says that you are not. Due to this, the demon also gets angry, due to which the father performs exorcism again and calms down. And these people come out. After coming out, the Father Lucas was very angry because Michael should not have said such a thing in front of the demon. Due to this, the exorcism could have been spoiled, but Michael still denies these things and leaves from here. The next morning, we see Rosaria again, whose condition was getting worse. At this time, the devil was also dominant on her. She had no one. Her hands and feet were tied. She drags herself to the alarm button, and by the time these people come to her room, let's see that Rosaria and her baby were both dead. As soon as the Father Lucas found out, the Father Lucas broke down badly. Now the Father Lucas also had his exorcism, and the belief in God was rising. He leaves from here, and now we see that Michael has come to meet that journalist. He tells the whole story to that journalist, Rosaria's story, how a demon came to Rosaria, and how the demon killed Rosaria, and how the demon killed Rosaria, and how the demon captured Rosaria, and how the demon captured Rosaria. The people did exorcism, but Rosaria died. He was unable to find the solution. Whether all of these things are correct or not. Whether all of these things are correct or not. After this meeting, he comes to his hostel room and sleeps. When he opens his eyes, he was in his mortician form. He was in his old house. He was shaking a dead body. And then a strange old man came to him. A strange old man came, and he had scary hands, and he put his hand in front of Michael as if Michael was kissing him. But Michael stops before kissing him, and then that hand falls on Michael's face and suddenly grabs his throat. He was trying to suffocate Michael, but suddenly Michael's eyes opened, and we were shown that this was all Michael's scary dream. At this time, someone was knocking on Michael's door. Michael went and saw that his father had come here, who told him to go home immediately because his father was very sick. Father had also arranged for his flight. Michael reached the airport, but he found out that all the flights were closed due to an accident. Michael breaks down and comes back to his hostel room and sees that his room was full of frogs. After this scene, we are shown again to Father Lucas, who was now shaving in front of the mirror, and suddenly he cut his cheek. The reason for his strange behavior was that Father Lucas had actually possessed. In Christianity, it is believed that if a priest fails to perform exorcism, then the demonic power possesses him, and something similar happened with Father Lucas. In fact, he could not perform the exorcism of Rosaria properly. When he could not control his demon, his own faith began to weaken. When his faith weakened, the demon began to possess him, and the sign of his possession was that he had already known that it was going to rain. This was also due to demonic power. And when he went to perform the exorcism of the child, he started laughing loudly at the mark of the horse's foot on the child's back. Actually, at that time, he had a demon in him. And now after Rosaria's death, his faith was completely gone. His belief in himself and his religion had decreased a lot, so now the demon had completely possessed him. In such a situation, when a child wants to take a blessing from his father, the father slaps him hard and tells him to go away. A scene is cut, and it is shown that Michael had booked a motel room for himself because he could not stay in the hostel room anymore. He now called the hospital to ask about his father's health. His father picked up the phone and told him that his father is completely fine now. Michael was happy to hear this, and his father's voice was suddenly cut, and the doctor began to speak. And the doctor told him, "Sorry, Mr. Michael, but your father is dead." Michael is surprised to hear this and asks the doctor, "How can this happen? Just a few seconds ago I was talking to him." The doctor said that this is impossible because he died at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now Michael was very sad. He also hung up the phone and was knocked on his door. As soon as Michael went out of the room to see him, he suddenly heard someone running, but there was no one there. And now the same bracelet was on the door lock of his room, which we have seen again and again in the movie. He was now hearing his father's voice, who was calling him for help. Michael went crazy, kept running after him, and even came out of the hotel. There were also signs of someone's footsteps outside, and suddenly his father's voice came, "Just don't worry, now the pain is over." And we saw his father falling on the other side. And just outside the motel, he also saw a horse whose eyes were badly red, which meant that he had demonic powers. Seeing him, he gets worried, and his fellow calls that journalist. Both of them now go to the house of the child with whom he used to harass the demonic horse. As soon as Michael goes here, he first asks the mother of the child what your son told you that day. The woman says that he said that your father will die soon. And Michael is surprised to hear this because his father was also dead. Michael now asks the child, "Who told you this?" The child said that he has told me what you have seen at night. Michael was now worried. He was completely convinced of these things and now he needed help. He goes to the house of Father Lucas to get help and sees that Father Lucas was sitting under the rain. He forgot himself. He did not know anything. He was probably not in his senses. The journalist and Michael pick him up and take him inside his house. After coming home, the father came to his senses a little. He told Michael to call his father from the church immediately. "Who is your teacher? Because this demon is very cunning, and before doing all this, you must tie me up." Michael understood that Father Lucas had also come into possession of that demon. He quickly calls the church and finds out that Father Xavier was out of town and was coming after 2 days. To control the situation, now whatever he does, Michael himself decides to perform exorcism. But because Michael did not believe in exorcism before, his faith was not very good, so here the demon tries to weaken him. This demon was also bothering Father Lucas a lot. He was hurting him. So Michael and the journalist tie Father Lucas to the chair. But this demon was very strong. While sitting on the chair, he made the girl unconscious and breaking his ropes, he suddenly attacked Michael. He grabbed Michael's neck and started controlling his mind. He possesses Michael and asks him, "Tell me, who do you believe in? Tell me, who am I? How powerful am I?" With his words, Michael begins to possess and says, "Yes, you are a demon. You are the most powerful, and I believe in the demon." Although while saying all this, he kept remembering God. He kept remembering all those moments when he used to go to church with his mom, when his mom used to tell him about God. He also had a cross in his hand at that time, which he had held tightly. But when he said to the demon, "Yes, I believe in you," his eyes turned white, meaning the demon had possessed him well. Before the demon could do any harm to him, he remembers that moment when his mom gave him a picture of God. At that time, Michael says, "No, I don't believe in you. I believe in God. I accept God right now and right now." As soon as he says this, Michael's eyes become normal again. When he accepts his faith, his powers come back. And with these powers, he begins to control the demon and asks his name. Now the demon was also weak. As soon as the demon said his name, he left Father Lucas's body, and the scene was cut from here. We were shown a new morning the next day, which meant that the shadow of that demon has now left this world. Here, Father Lucas thanks Michael, and the movie ends here.